USAA's banking nightmare. Imagine losing $1 billion over risk management failures. That's exactly what happened to USAA Federal Savings Bank. In a shocking consent order just released by federal regulators, USAA has been caught in a web of compliance disasters that put millions of customers at risk. The government isn't playing games anymore. From information security failures to fraud control breakdowns, this is the story of how one of America's most trusted banks found itself in regulatory crosshairs. What makes this case truly disturbing? The warnings were ignored for years. They knew what was wrong, but failed to fix it. How did a respected financial institution end up here? What happened behind closed doors? And most importantly, could your bank be next? Stay tuned as we uncover what really happened, the devastating consequences, and the critical lessons every American needs to know about the money sitting in their accounts right now. USAA's banking scandal: what really happened? In December 2024, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency dropped a bombshell on USAA Federal Savings Bank in the form of a consent order exposing years of serious violations. This wasn't their first warning. USAA had received similar orders in 2019 and 2022, but the shocking part, they never fixed the problems. Instead, issues festered and grew worse, putting countless military families at risk. Their failures were comprehensive: a broken risk governance framework, a compliance system in shambles, inadequate IT controls, and fraud detection systems so ineffective that both internal and external fraud flourished unchecked. The violations included breaking Bank Secrecy Act rules and suspicious activity reporting requirements, fundamental protections against money laundering and criminal activity. Who bears responsibility? The consent order points directly at USAA's leadership and board. Despite clear warnings, they didn't implement proper oversight or ensure adequate staffing, controls, or systems. Even more disturbing, the OCC found USAA had violated heightened standards rules that larger banks must follow. Customer accounts were potentially exposed to unauthorized access and identity theft, yet USAA couldn't even identify who was harmed. Why would a bank marketing itself as serving military heroes fail so spectacularly at its most basic duty, protecting their money? The crushing consequences. The hammer came down hard on USAA. This wasn't just a slap on the wrist, it was a regulatory avalanche. The OCC mandated a complete overhaul of their risk management system. Every process, every control, every fraud handling aspect had to be rebuilt from scratch. More significantly, USAA now cannot introduce any new banking products or expand membership without explicit regulatory permission. Their growth trajectory? Completely frozen. Most unprecedented were the compensation restrictions imposed on executives. Starting April 2025, no incentive-based pay can be issued to key leaders unless it reflects adverse risk outcomes, ensuring executives personally feel the financial pain when compliance fails. The question everyone's asking: will USAA ever rebuild trust with military families? And which bank might be next in regulators' crosshairs? Essential lessons from USAA's regulatory nightmare. USAA's implosion teaches us 5 critical lessons every bank customer needs to know. First, when regulators issue warnings, immediate action is essential. Ignoring regulatory guidance isn't just risky, it's potentially catastrophic. Second, reputation and marketing claims mean nothing without robust security fundamentals. Even institutions with the most trusted brands can fail at basic protection. Third, financial safety requires personal vigilance. Monitor your transaction history, set up alerts for all account activity, and treat even small unauthorized charges as potential warning signs. Fourth, evaluate the compliance culture of your financial institutions. A bank's history of addressing regulatory findings reveals its true priorities. Leadership that doesn't value compliance puts your money at risk, regardless of technological investments. Finally, protect yourself through diversification and monitoring. Check your credit report regularly, monitor identity protection, and consider spreading your banking relationships across multiple institutions. Remember, financial institutions won't advertise their weaknesses. What happened to USAA's customers could happen to anyone whose bank prioritizes growth over security. Your financial safety ultimately depends on you asking the hard questions. How seriously does your bank take regulations? How transparent are they about security? And are you doing enough to stay protected in a world where even the most trusted institutions can fail? For people wanting to know more about operational risk, and in particular fraud risk management principles, please visit the OCC's website for the OCC Bulletin 2019-37. Let's continue to test your knowledge with our trivia time. 3 hard-hitting questions about banking. Fraud cases. Question 1. What is typically the first indication that a bank is failing to maintain proper fraud controls? A. The CEO resigns unexpectedly. B. Multiple consumer complaints about unauthorized transactions. C. A drop in the bank's stock price. D. The bank announces new security features. We will give you a few seconds to think about the answer. Correct answer: B. Multiple consumer complaints about unauthorized transactions. Why it's correct? Consumer complaints about unauthorized transactions are often the earliest warning sign of systemic fraud control issues. These complaints represent real customers experiencing problems and indicate failures in the bank's frontline detection systems before regulators even get involved. Why others are wrong? A CEO resignation might happen after fraud is discovered, not as a first indication. Stock price drops usually occur after regulatory actions become public. New security features are often reactionary measures after problems are discovered, not early indicators. Question 2. Which regulatory action against a bank indicates the most serious level of concern from authorities? A. Requiring additional employee training. B. Imposing a monetary fine. C. Restricting the introduction of new products. D. Requesting updated documentation. We will give you some time to think. Correct answer: C. Restricting the introduction of new products. Why it's correct? When regulators prevent a bank from launching new products or expanding services, like we saw with USAA, it represents a severe intervention. This action directly impacts the bank's growth strategy and revenue potential, showing regulators believe the fundamental systems are too broken to support expansion. Why others are wrong? Additional training is a basic remediation step. Fines, while punitive, don't restrict operations. Documentation updates are routine compliance requirements, not severe interventions. Question 3. When assessing your bank's trustworthiness, which factor is most critical to evaluate? A. The bank's marketing claims about security. B. The size of the bank's customer base. C. The bank's history of responding to regulatory findings. D. The bank's mobile app ratings. We will give you a few seconds to think about the answer. Correct answer: C. The bank's history of responding to regulatory findings. Why it's correct. A bank's pattern of addressing or ignoring regulatory findings reveals its true commitment to compliance and security. As seen with USAA, failing to adequately respond to previous consent orders indicated deeper cultural problems and led to more severe consequences later. Why others are wrong. Marketing claims are often misleading and don't reflect actual security practices. A large customer base doesn't guarantee good security practices. Mobile app ratings typically focus on usability, not security or compliance standards. These questions reinforce key lessons from the USAA case. The importance of monitoring for early warning signs, understanding the severity of different regulatory actions, and evaluating a bank's compliance culture before trusting them with your money. That was it for this episode. Hope you liked the content. Hit subscribe, tap that notification bell, and leave a comment below telling us which financial crime case you want us to break down next. Because remember, in the world of financial crime, what you don't know can hurt you. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.